Braves are headed back in to the World Series, 2021 World Series. Thank the Lord for that. Time to go to bed. I'm hanging out today. Got a few things to go over in the video. This is one of them, if I can find the right web. And I'm not talking about the internet. Pockets are full of triangles. I'm out here to donate again today. I am. I'm trying to get down to something. I am. When it comes to them out here. And especially the Almighty. Man, this is Sunday. You know. It's like they're driving me to like the direction of religion, but I'm not religious. I'm just a truth seeker. Just like when I was at Amicalola Falls, someone said, he's like Didymus. But which one? Yeah, always looking for truth out here. I think I stumbled upon something. Got to get down to it today. Let's hope we can make good things happen. I'm not going to be really looking around in the waters of eternity, but I'm going to give it a try though and see what kind of things they lead me to. Truth or not. Maybe I'll just leave it out here if I find something to try to help something out, make something happen. But I know you're looking at a leaf that's just sitting here, hanging around on a Joro spider web. Last strand left as they start to hibernate, or whatever happens to them this time of year, late October. Should have thought about this back in August, September, when they're always abundant out here, the adults, with their so-called golden spider webs. They're golden webs. I've ran into those things many times. It's almost like my face couldn't even break the web. Thank the Lord for that. A different kind of strength out here in heaven. There are new species out here. Been around for about maybe 7 years, maybe. I don't know. They came from Asia. Yeah. But there's something about the golden webs. I'm trying to find one today that's fully intact. Why is that? Because if I can't break through it, maybe it can hold something. Maybe it can hang something within it to help people see. Like a perfect triangle, a rock. Maybe it's strong enough to carry a rock where people run right into it if they happen to be out in places like this, trekking through the woods, and they see a perfect triangle, elevated, levitated, right in front of their face. I might have to wait until next August. Yeah, I guess you can say I'm out here looking for a spider web. Vince, you crazy. And talk about a few other things. That is. Have a good time with it. Guess what? No, that's not a bag of weed. It's just an empty bag I picked up out here in the woods out here. But dang. Ain't that right, tree of life? Had to set the jug down for something special. Listen to the suspense in my voice. Excuse my fall sinuses. Always makes me sound like I'm trying to bring suspense to the video. Like suspension. Talk about that thing. We're going to leave that the way it is. We are beautiful. A different kind of strength in heaven. But guess what? We are in luck. Probably one of the last ones standing out here. Isn't that right, Jaro? They say if you become out of control out here, you take over the life out here, they might consider eradicating you, which I do not want to happen. because I think there's a truth within the golden web. Within the golden web. Don't understand what I'm talking about. I just had this idea. Had a dream about it. It's like they were trying to tell me something about the golden web. The treasure. Let me go ahead and bring out a couple of triangles. See what kind of strength the web has to hold one up. I wonder if everybody or anybody would ever notice the triangle levitating in the air. Dang, my videos are off the chain for real though. One video is worth 10 billion views on YouTube. For real though. Yeah, I know the sun's not illuminating right now. You can barely see anything out here. You can't even see the golden strings. Yeah. But what if the Jora spider? What if they are sacred? What if the web is sacred? Would you eradicate them then? If you knew that. Yeah. My hand's in the web right now. Let's hope they don't try to bite my finger off. I know you guys bite. I know you do. Yeah. Ladies, whoever you are. But this is one strong web for real. Let me go ahead and break out a triangle. See if we can hold it up. If so, truth is known. Truth is told. I'm going to have to try to find another one. This one's a little bit soft. I'm not talking about you, Joro. I'm talking about the beautiful web that you strung up for us. The golden web. It's not as strong as the other ones I've run into before. Maybe it's that time of year where you're just doing this, freehand. Yeah, before you call it quits for the season. Yeah, it's a little bit soft. It's actually sticking to my fingers. So I don't want to break it. I gotta find another one later. Dang it. I was hoping this was gonna be the one. Oh well. Better luck next time. But I know there's truth in this. I know there is. If it's made to catch birds on the fly, it can hold anything, right? Yeah. Let me go ahead and leave you alone. Sorry about disturbing you. You already know. Let the games begin. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm trying to see what they're going to have, if anything at all. Because yesterday I had this idea where I went out and I donated some triangles. But I was talking about how over, I don't know how many months, maybe 2 months, I haven't recovered anything at all, hardly. Just a handful of broken pieces. Arrowheads, whatever it might be. Nothing was perfectly intact, ever. And then I had an idea, maybe that's trying to tell us something. I don't know though. I always have to put a spiritual swing on everything. But the Braves did that for real though. They did. And they came out on top. I always love things that keep going, non-stop, no end. You come out on top. And it still continues. Yeah. But it was just a little idea that I had. The balance of the numbers, the balance of your life. Maybe they were holding back the artifacts because they were focusing the energies out there on something else that I love so much, which is baseball. Not just Braves baseball, it's baseball in general, but the Braves are my favorite team. They are. Yeah. Maybe they're just holding back and focusing everything else. But maybe there's another reason why. Besides that. I'll get to that later once I find some giant tree of life. I know where one is out here. I came by to measure her waistline back in the early spring. when the leaves were still fresh on the trees. But I'm trying to see what I can roll out with today to try to give me an idea about what's going on. Not just in my life, but life in general, the balance of it all. And the answer might be out here today, I don't know. If I start seeing shards of pottery, that might not be a good sign. I know the NLCS is over. It's done with. Yeah, that string of playoffs is over. That stretch. But they're on to another stretch. But if I start finding monumental pieces today, it might not look good for the Braves in the World Series. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. Let's hope I recover and find nothing at all of historical significance. Yeah. I'll let you know as soon as I just keep going. I know what you're going to say, though. You're going to say, but hey, Da Vinci, if you want the Braves to win the World Series, possibly sweep the Astros, you wouldn't even be out there trying to play the game, trying to figure out the truth of how things happen. Well, you have a point there. I did think about that, where it's almost better if I don't go out at all. But what if they want me to play? What if they want us to play? To help you find many things out here. And it's not the artifacts. It's other things, like truth. Old. Cool. But if I walk this slow, I'll never make it out of here before dark. Yeah. Dang. And I'm going to be searching hardcore. Because there's nothing like discovering the truth. Nothing like it. But it's going to be hard to see. Because it's being hidden. Let's hope we don't see it in plain sight, really. But what if I were to find something historic? I mean, not really historic, just what if it was fully intact? Nearly intact? What if I tried to keep the balance? What if I try to keep the balance in a different way? By leaving it out here and not taking it. Because I'm starting to understand the balance of it. A theory of mine. I think I found something. But I don't think it counts. It's not what I really desire. It's just newer. But I'm not going to keep it. I'm not. It's a nice color to add to the sculptural pieces. It is. Nice puzzle piece. But I'm not going to keep it. I'm not. Even though it's small enough to fit in the pocket. I'll talk about that later. The reason why. Toss it over there. Maybe I'll come back and recover it after the World Series is over. Okay, this is where I began, right here. And I never saw them. Never saw them. What you know about that golden web? Looks like we have a viable candidate right here who might be willing enough to hold on to a perfect object. I don't know if it's going to be strong enough though. It's just a test. It's just an idea. If it's strong enough to hold a perfect triangle. Not too big, not too small. Perfect scale. We might be onto something. Spiritual, that is. For the planet. Look at me going on. Going all crazy about this. It's just all I do is try to hang out and do things. Guess what? We're definitely on to something. We are a different kind of discovery. Alright, so it's too high to get up there. You're talking about like 8.5, 9 feet. So I'm gently tossing this thing up there, and it got stuck up there twice. It wouldn't even break through the web. It hung on to it for a good 2 or 3 seconds. And then the wind just jarred it loose. Or jarred it loose. I think we're on to something. I need something that's lower. I've been standing here for 12 minutes trying to get it stuck up there. Thank the Lord I didn't, hit the spider. Gotta have something lower, something I can reach. Dang. So one good thing about this little ancient creek is it's very tiny. Extremely tiny. Easy to see things. But I'll tell you one thing though. There's this one place I thought about going. One of my little hot spots. Not too long, not too far, whatever. Thought about going there today, but I knew for a fact I was going to recover at least 15 shards today if I went there. Which might distort, the balance. But I was just thinking about that too. What if I went there and recovered nothing at all? Yeah. Because the last time I went out there, about a month and a half ago, it was just one shard of pottery. That was it. Which had me puzzled because I always roll out with some pieces more than at least 15 or 20 every time. Mostly small, little tiny insignificant pieces. Yeah. But last trip takes the cake. Had me thinking about it for about a few days. How could that even be possible? Not to collect more than one. Dang. It's almost like I'm holding back. It's almost like I don't want to look out here. It's almost like I'm trying not to see. Yeah. But maybe it's a game. Maybe it's one of their judgment games. If I find many pieces out here, what if I touch them? And that distorts the balance. Maybe that might be something to look at. Maybe if I touch something that I love so much, of historical significance, that they have given us, that they have let us see. What if I touch it? And then that means that I state the claim on it, that I agree with taking and recovering what they let me find. What if that's part of the puzzle? What if it is? Because I'll never forget this one time I was in this ancient creek. One time. And I forgot what happened. Yeah, I picked up a piece of garbage. It was like a little knob or something like that for a drawer. Had the screw bottom, whatever. And I thought about it and I didn't take it. I tossed it back in there. And after I tossed it back in there, someone said, I forgot what they said. They said, oh yeah, they said that's on me. They said that was on me. Even though I didn't take it. It was a piece of garbage. I didn't take it. But they said that was on me. Yeah. That stuck with me for a long time. It's like if I touch it, that means, I'm not going to say that means it's mine. It means that I take responsibility over it. Either it's garbage to remove it, whatever. I don't know. But if I touch a bunch of pieces today and pick them up, that might throw off the balance. It's almost like I shouldn't touch them now until the World Series is over. Yeah, let me think about that the rest of the day. But first things first, we have to see them. Get a load of this. Talk about a sun You guys crazy with this. I know who you are out here. I know exactly who you are. We're friends, aren't we? You like to play. You're like kids. But check this thing out. I know I'm still looking at it. It's got me mind boggled at the moment because I had this idea during the week. I've been taking, some different kind of medication that is. What do you call that stuff? Brain Awake or something like that? I kind of neglected taking it when I first got it like 3 months ago, but it expires in February. So I got to really jump on that thing, as an experiment and see how it activates the mind. And when I was taking it at work, all I could think about was creating art. So that's basically all I did when I was slow at the office. I would just sit there and look at art websites to get motivated and stuff like that. And I just wanted to give up on this hobby until like the springtime, mid to late spring. And I wanted to get back into painting and sculpture and stuff like that. My heart was pounding. I was like, I just want to quit this job so I can do nothing but create art all the time, like I used to. That's all I did. And of course, explore that kind of thing. But bam, too big for the pocket. What is that thing? I know you don't see it because the screen glare is bad. Don't tell me today is going to be one of those days where I was meant to come out here to see some things. Scary thing about it was every painting I looked at like a self-portrait of an old painting from like the 1400s, 1500s, 1600s, 1970s. Somebody always had one of these things in their hand, the wooden ones, like the old school ones that we always used to use and still use today. They always had one of those in their hands. And I was like, I got to get my hands on one of those like the olden days. And they just gave us one. Another gift out here. They're leading me to something. I know they are. It's like a story of life, kind of. Get a load of this thing right here. Never seen anything like this before. I'm not going to collect it there. You're going to say, but eventually, see, that's your problem. You need to get out more. Besides just hanging out in the woods all the time. But get a load of this. Another sign for us to help us understand things in a different light. Look at the size of this tennis ball right. I'm taking a picture of that. Look at that. It's like, oh, okay, my head is spinning. All right, I'm going, I was about to say the A-S word, but I'm going crazy right now. Good thing I haven't started smoking on the good stuff yet. Dang. They're trying to teach you something about scale, or they're trying to get me to keep teaching you about scale of many things. It's a tennis ball. What am I going to have to do? Take like 20 pictures or something like that to try to get the truth across? Look, it changes the scale of everything around it. Is it even safe to go down here? Oh, that's deep. But it's part of the game. I'm zoomed out all the way. Look at that. I gotta bring it out. Yeah, that's craziness right here. You're gonna say, Da Vinci, you need to hold on to that thing. But how am I gonna get it out of here? I'm so far from the parking location. What am I supposed to do? Act like I'm pregnant? I'm sorry, but I gotta recover this thing. I have to. I gotta recover this thing. This is crazy. You're gonna say, Da Vinci, all you had to do is just go to Walmart. That's all you had to do was just go to Walmart and find one of them things. Maybe Amazon. Inflate. You have to inflate this thing. Yeah, let's go ahead and set this up on the bank and play a game of scale real quick. Like you always do. love these games. I love it when you take your pictures like this. Maybe I need to get on the better side. That's too big. Tennis ball's more like that, right? Means I need to get out more. Dang it, they're putting words in my mouth. I need to get out more. Yeah, I need to get out more. They just told me. They just said it. Thanks for the signs, guys. Let me recover the same. Both of them. $1. Look, another face. I wonder if they copied them out here and made them an angel. Maybe I need to keep a lookout. Metal is nature. It's a very good sign. Not a dang thing yet. I guess this might be one of the very first times I've ever been thankful that I wasn't seeing or collecting or recovering the major ancient pieces out here. Anywhere we go. This is the first time I desire not to see it. Yeah, because like I told you, I think we're on to something when it comes to putting that spiritual swing on something. The understanding of the balance of it all. But this giant tennis ball right here, what if that's another sign about what's to come when it comes to the World Series? You don't know what I mean, do you? You have no idea what I'm talking about. An oversized tennis ball that probably bounces like crazy. You already know what they say in baseball when they judge a pitcher. When they see the ball wheel, it's almost like what? Seeing a beach ball, something as big as a beach ball come in. What if the Braves are going to have a great time hitting the ball in the World Series because everything's going to look like a beach ball to them or a giant tennis ball? Now, if this was a giant baseball, you better believe they're going to be winning that World Series 2021. Should have found at least one shard by now. See if they'll notice now. Da Vinci style. Probably not this one. Not that one. I left something behind one of the largest trees out here. I mean, within the immediate location. Wasn't anything that important. It was just a 98% intact platter, like a glass plate. Can't remember. No, one single shard. Thank the Lord for that. Keep leading us to understanding the deeper side of things. That is, you're gonna say, but Da Vinci, you're holding back. You probably have 3 shards in your pocket. I'm not the one holding back, they are. They're the ones that are holding back for a reason. But when I see it, it's almost like I don't even want to touch it. Because I don't want to claim it right now, right then, at that point. I tell you what though, but if they are playing that type of game, if they are playing that game, the game of the universe, understanding all that kind of stuff, if they are playing that game, the way I'm hoping and praying that they're playing it, 2022 might be a very monumental year for us when it comes to recovery of many great things, that is, and not just fake pieces, broken pieces. If I'm starting to understand the game, another game that is, 2022 might be perfect. Let's just try to make sure that they win. Fake or real? It's real. Beautiful. Smells fresh. Uh-oh. Hold up 1 second. Might have something here. It's gargantuan though. Please tell me that's a piece of plastic or a tire. It's a tire, heck yeah. I thought that thing right there was a giant pot. We've been hitting it good so far. The entire day. Not a dang thing recovered. At the moment, that is. Thank the Lord for that. Great signs for the day. Now what? Still here. I just noticed something. Deja vu. At a different scale, that is. And you're looking at it. You're looking right at it. I know you are. You see it. What a game indeed. Think I'll add that one to the pocket just for the fun of it. But how am I going to even get there? Dangerous. Deep. What the heck do I get myself into out here? Looks like I'm going to have to lean in and get it. I'm not about to go waist high in this right here. You guys crazy with that. Go ahead and grab that thing. Add it to the pocket. How scary it keeps getting. Yes, indeed. Good day today so far. Actually holding it this time. Perfect. Let me keep on going. Beautiful. This is exactly what I'm looking for right here. Right in the zone to turn around. They led me right to it. You don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to this. About 2 months ago, I had this idea. I've been trying to collect all these little sticks all over the place. I only have about 10 in my collection that are perfect. Little sticks that have these worm lines in them all over the place. And I have a handful of them. And you know, I always love taking pictures of this. But I'm trying to create a different kind of picture. I'm collecting all these little sticks where the bark is peeled off. Some of them are quite large, about the size of my arm. Some are about the size of a end of a fork or something like that. But what you're looking at here is a masterpiece, a different kind of language when it comes to nature that I'm always looking for now these days, because I have this artistic idea I want to do. You talk about masterpieces, you got to bring out the lines to see the language of nature, that is, like hieroglyphics. So my Da Vinci style idea for the art pieces, just decorative items, that's it. Take them, you paint them like a specific color, maybe multiple colors. But then you have to sand off very lightly. You got to sand off the edges all around. So whatever lines are embossed within it are the ones that are just left painted with that color. And then stain the rest of it or put lacquer on it. But that's my big idea for these things. They're abundant out here, all over the place. I just have to keep a lookout for them. And besides, as you already know, nearly every time we go out, the pockets are always full. I guess that's going to be it. It's getting late. It's about 5:15 right now. Got a long way to go. Really slowly. Which means what? I gotta make time to drop off the triangles. For real though. Almost forgot about that. It's the main reason I came out here. Always gotta line it up just right. Doesn't always have to be centered. Beautiful. Well, you can't get much larger when it comes to these. Cool. Maybe I should have tried one of these on your web. Maybe you were trying to leave me out here from the beginning. Why did it take so long? Because you wanted me to play the game, didn't you? You and your golden webs, all of you. Look how big you are. Full grown adult right here. Look, you're holding on to everything. But like I said earlier, as large as you are, you even have a baby. Yeah. Cool. Don't find them out like this big, when it comes to these. Like I said earlier. Should have found you in the beginning. Dang. Why you guys got to play this type of game on me? You got the biggest, strongest web out here. When I was talking about donating. Isn't that right? Trying to leave one somewhere. And you have branches you're holding on to. And they're falling from the tree that we're trying to leave the triangles for out here. Looks like she needs them. All of them. Sup, Willow Oak? You're probably the largest one out here, aren't you? Heck yeah. Beautiful. Who knows how much longer she's got? Judging from the branches that have been pulled down over the last 55 years or something like that. Probably not much longer, especially when she's got barbed wire in her. Dang. But I'm about to donate some triangles and say a prayer at the same time while I say something very important. The Atlanta Braves definitely deserve that World Series this year, 2021 Tree of Life. You willing to help? Be a part of the Army? Help the Atlanta Braves win the 2021 World Series. Quite the prayer. It is. Trust me. We've all said them many times. Even when you were praying for the Cubs to win it all. 2016, heck yeah. Quite the year. You better believe I was pulling for them. 108 years is long enough. But all this stuff out here that's been going on, there's a question that I have to ask. A statement I gotta say. When it comes to the almighty triangles, and when it comes to just like talking and praying. If you choose to talk, maybe you can use that as a form of prayer or something. Just talk out here. But there's something about it. Something about that balance of life. Something about that balance of life out here, isn't it? When it comes to that kind of thing. If both pockets are full of the things that you enjoy, either it's money, love, Valentine's gifts, Christmas gifts, whatever you desire, which you think is perfect in your world, your life, your world that is, and you have an abundance of it, on hand, on the body. What if you can't get what you asked for until it's gone, until something's empty? Like the treasure, yin and yang, both full and empty at the same time, if you know what I mean. Everything's always in twos, right? In my world, that is. Yeah. Those Atlanta Braves definitely deserve the win. Been long enough, 95. Long time indeed. But I pray for those Atlanta Braves to win. Our team. That's what they call it. You still old school TV? Let me go ahead and drop off these triangles and empty out the pocket. Another reason why I think I haven't been recovering many things lately for the past 2 months. Because everything has been focused on one of my loves. Helping the Braves win. Helping the Braves win. To get to the top. To get out front. Whatever you want to call it. But we're getting an abundance of that for real though. Which means what? That's why I'm donating today. To figure out the truth. Just about all the way around. 3 on each corner, just about. But I have one last one to donate. Give back. Instead of recovering and taking. It's always good to give. Especially when it comes to God. Especially when it comes to God. So right when I'm in the middle of talking about praying that the Atlanta Braves win the World Series this year, 2021. Deep down inside. That's something that I enjoy. We all enjoy. And you want it to come true, don't you? But what if I did collect and recover major pieces today? Shards of pottery, big and small. Maybe a couple of points if we were lucky, like I used to all the time out here. But what if I did? What if they did lead us to it? The many different pieces out here that we're looking for. Even when it comes down to something like this. But we didn't see anything at all today. Nothing. Haven't in 2 long months. Nothing at all. Nothing. Yeah. But it's all on TV within the sporting world right now. Something that we love. I love, especially. If we found and collected it today, that's asking for too much. So there's got to be a balance. The balance. Give instead of receive. Dang. Donate the triangles while you say a prayer to the tree of life. Around the tree of life. And give it to them. You don't know what's going to happen. Here we go. It's going to be it. The run-through video for tonight. And that is going to be all. Everything that we recovered out there today, everything that we saw, everything that we laid our hands on basically. Added to the pocket, added to the chest. Whatever it is, you're looking right at it. All the items, basically. Well, this is going to be it for the fall, for the rest of the year. After all the prayers that I said out there, this entire year, even a little bit left over from last year, residual that is. Got to figure out how to use that residual soul within you, the emotions that carry things through, that is. If you know what I mean. Yeah, what is that? The scale of the sun versus the scale of the earth? Or the scale of the earth versus the scale of the moon? I'll have to take a deeper look at that later. But we got to take a better look at a few other things, that is. Artistic. almost ready to be used once I clean it up. I know you're going to say, all you got to do is just go to Hobby Lobby and grab a few of those things that is in a paint set while you start to learn how to paint again. It's been a long time for that. But I definitely got to come clean about something when it comes to this right here, what you're looking at, the giant tennis ball. I totally forgot about something that I recovered out there within my soul, something that I saw in the same creek about 3 months ago when all this started. What started? The lack of recovery, when they kept holding on to stuff. Never letting me look at anything, see anything worth recovering. Nothing historic out there. Nothing at all. One day, about 3 months ago, I was out there chilling. It was raining. It's about 4:45 one day. Wasn't filming at all because of the rain. Kind of dark out there. Same exact creek, about 7.5 miles away, everybody. 7.5 miles away. And I noticed something when I was getting ready to get out there. Call it quits for that day. The only thing that I noticed in the creek that was tied up in a bunch of branches on the bank of the creek. You already know what I was talking about earlier. It was almost like they were trying to speak through me, to speak the truth about something I know that I saw earlier. What is that? What did I talk about earlier? You already know what it is. What did I say when I discovered this thing? If it was a giant baseball. Alright, I know you're thinking about it. If it was a giant baseball, it would definitely be the truth about something. About the Braves winning the World Series 2021. 2021. Braves winning the World Series. What if it was already written out there for us? Waiting for us. But one person had to see it. Just like that idea. That one phrase. If a tree falls in the forest, no one's around to hear it, doesn't make a sound. Same kind of context. Meaning, that is, I would say. What I discovered was an inflatable baseball. Almost the exact same size as this. Fully inflated. And it had something on it. It said, I love something. Had a phrase on it. Couldn't remember what it was. But the bottom was dark. Just like this. It was trapped in some roots. Just rolling around. I was like, that's too big to bring out of here. Why would I even collect that? I think they were trying to get me to go further. Today. In that same creek. Because it was probably still out there. In a different location. Further down. But there is something else I'm holding back. There is. When it comes to that. One baseball. Fully inflated. I love something on it. Had the red stitches. Everything. Even picked it up. Never thought anything about it. About the significance of it. Might speak some truth. Truth for the future, that is. What if the Braves do see a ball this big coming right at them? At the plate. And they knock the crap out of it. Throughout the World Series. Score a lot of runs. I guarantee you that's going to happen. Let's pray so anyway. But there's something else significant about that location. Remember that one video that I filmed almost exactly a year ago? I know you don't, but I do. Right when I made the prediction about the Braves winning the World Series in 2020. When I found that tomahawk, a little stick with a leaf shaped exactly like a tomahawk. And I said, I guess that's a sign. It was inside this little plastic folder thing. I'll never forget it. This little blue plastic folder thing. Sitting out there forever, basically. Waiting for somebody to pick it up and discover something. And right next to it was what? The little tomahawk. I was like sitting there thinking to myself, hey, I might as well just say it. Braves going to win the World Series 2020. Never happened. But then in 2021, I find something else in nearly the exact same location. The baseball. Yeah. Inflatable baseball. The size of what? A small baseball. Heck yeah. But there's something else I recovered. You're not looking at it. You're not seeing it. I hid it. Inside the box right here. Check this thing out. Last thing I recovered out there. It's a piece of garbage. Talk about getting scary. One of the last things I talked about out there was recovery. 2022 might be the best year when it comes to recovery. Mind, soul, body, artifacts, the history of it all. 2022 might be the best one. Coming up. They're always listening. Last thing I found out there was a piece of garbage. Everything goes in cycles, right? Talk about recovery. 2022 might be the best year yet. Imagine what the museum's going to look like later. Trust me on that. Dang. Let's hope it's going to be another 13 years non-stop for the Braves. Like it was last time. With one extra, that is. 14. But what if they did 16 years straight? Seems nearly impossible. But how did they do it the first time? Maybe somebody was on their side. See you later. Oh. Almost forgot. You don't believe me, though. You think this is after the World Series 2021. You think it is. You think this is all a show. Well, it is kind of. In Da Vinci's world, it's always a show. You think this is after the World Series, don't you? After the Braves win it all. It hasn't even started yet. See you in the next video.